In the suburban serenity of West Orange County, there are some unwelcome guests that send little Ella running for cover.
I run away, like screaming. Like when it hops on me, I run inside and shut the door closed and lock it.
Ella's mom, Susan, isn't a fan either.
They are very, very loud and very disruptive, and they're constantly in my umbrellas, and they're on my house at night, all over. They're on the screens, so it's a big problem.
That big problem is suspected to be an invasive species known as the Cuban tree frog. After first being noted in South Florida, they've steadily been migrating northward across the state. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission says they're voracious eaters and will consume native frogs, lizards, and just about any small animal that will fit in their mouths. If consumed, they can also be toxic to larger animals, something Sarah Jenkins knows all too well.
Totally healthy dog, like 5 years old, loved life, jumping all around, and then one day he just wouldn't eat, and the next day we took him to the vet, and he was in total organ failure and he died. I'm just convinced I lost a dog to frog.
Jimmy Jones spends most days wrangling giant Burmese pythons. He's an invasive species volunteer with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission and seems to love all things creepy and crawly. Tonight, he's waiting for the sun to go down so he can figure out what's fueling this community's frog frenzy.
What do you see here in this neighborhood that could be contributing to that?
Moisture around the home, ponding, water ponding, etc.
Jimmy says it's important to differentiate between true pests and creatures that are part of our natural ecosystem.
Native frogs, native snakes, native reptiles, amphibians, etc. play a vital role. They're Mother Nature's natural exterminator. They will keep vectors away, such as rodents, which are disease-carrying. Once the species is determined as far as invasive or native, then we can be proactive in regards to coming up with a method of proper removal.
As nightfall settles in, I get ready to join Jimmy on his frog search. You can never be too prepared.
I'm pretty afraid of frogs as it is. I definitely do not want any frog mucus on me, so I'm coming into this protected. I'm going to protect my eyes, and I'm going to wear some gloves in case I need to pick up or defend myself against any of these Cuban tree frogs. So you think around the back side of the house is most likely where we're going to find them?
Absolutely, around AC units, etc., where there's moisture. So,
oh my gosh,
well, look,
there's
at what
a
we have
huge
there.
one.
You can tell by the warts and the warty skin. This is a Cuban, probably a female. Let's go ahead and get her. You notice the warts, also the big bug eyes, the broad head, skin fused to the skull. Now let's turn them over. Big toe pads. And so we've determined we've got a Cuban tree frog.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
We're on the side of the house where the frogs like to hang out. We're actually building an artificial habitat.
We'll see if we can convince the frogs to find a new home and give you tips that can help control the pest population in your own neighborhood.